Hey there, it's Dr. Jim. Thank you for stopping by. Today's topic, Rummaging 101. Do you know a senior who has some form of cognitive impairment and rummages through their belongings or maybe those of someone else? Maybe he or she still lives independently at home or has moved into a senior community. Either way, rummaging can cause a lot of different emotional reactions for both the senior and other people involved in it. So, some rummaging can cause others to get upset because their personal items might be rearranged or really just left a complete mess, right? Others may become frustrated or angry at the individual rummaging through their belongings. Items may become lost or misplaced, causing aggravation and annoyance. The individual doing the rummaging might find comfort in it, though. That's one of my big points in this video. He or she may find rummaging, going through, rooting through things, rearranging things, going through pantries, closets, drawers. The individual who has the cognitive impairment may find rummaging soothing, relaxing, and a stress-free activity. In other words, it might be an effective coping mechanism. Another big takeaway. What is rummaging? Why does it happen? Rummaging is the act of going through one's personal items or those of another individual. It's a behavior often associated with some type of neurocognitive disorder. For instance, Alzheimer's disease. It takes place for a number of reasons. The individual may be looking for something familiar from either the past or the present. They may be seeking comfort from looking for something they had many years ago, and they're just trying to find something from the past. Rummaging, too, might be a way to relieve stress and anxiety, perhaps depression. Some individuals might be triggered to rummage by items in the environment or from feelings of sadness or loneliness. It might also be associated with the deterioration of neurons and neurotransmitters as the disease progresses and it becomes worse. For instance, with Alzheimer's disease. Either way, it is most likely, rummaging is most likely a part of the neurocognitive disorder and not a normal activity for the individual. So there are ways, I hate to use this word, manage. There are ways to manage the rummaging behaviors of a senior with neurocognitive issues. And I don't like manage because it sounds like you're controlling. And that's not what I mean whatsoever. But first of all, these are just like common sense things. Make sure that the individual is safe. They shouldn't be rummaging around sharp items, knives, for instance, or a stove, or around heavy, machinery or equipment, or in a garage where something can fall on them. So rummaging, I think, is a natural way of relieving stress for individuals. Truly it is, who have neurocognitive disorders, but always remember safety first. Second, store away the very valuable items like, wedding rings, jewelry, expensive watches, because once those go missing or they're lost, you might never get them back. So I always recommend, put the nice things away and keep them safe. And then third, observe for triggers or for patterns in the rummaging behavior. So when an individual sees something in the environment, Does it trigger anxiety? Does it trigger stress, panic, sadness, loneliness, and then they start to rummage? There are things in the environment. So look for patterns like what time of day do they rummage the most? Or do they rummage more in specific rooms or specific environments? So it could be the room itself. Does the individual rummage in the morning? Do they rummage in the afternoon or the evening? Do the behaviors occur when he or she is hungry, thirsty, needs to go to the bathroom? Perhaps they're feeling lonely, sad, anxious. All of these things you have to think about. Or, how about this one? So common sense. Is the individual bored? There's nothing better to do, so they rummage. So what can you do? My final takeaway for this video is replace boredom with enjoyment. Engage them in something that's fun, that's meaningful for them, not you, not me, for them. Some good old-fashioned movies, music, things from their past, reminiscing, cup of coffee, sit down, talk, pay attention to them. Because they're looking for something to do to relieve something inside that they may not be able to communicate about. So some good old-fashioned, tender, loving care is usually the answer. I'm Dr. Jim. See you soon.